any case, proscenium theatres separate whoever is here from everyone else. And in India, the practice has been to have people sitting like this, and there's actually a screen behind us, and anybody who's seen a Kathakali performance has to imagine what happens for about 20 or 30 minutes before the Kathakali performance starts. It's a very important part of what happens. Usually there is a screen behind called a terrain, and you'll hear all kinds of sounds. You'll see somebody jumping up, you'll see the screen being pushed, and all the time there'll be chenda drums going on at a furious pace. Now that process is the process where the Puranic figures are coming from their time and space to join us in our time and space. It's a very profound idea. So you first have to imagine that whatever Puranic figures you want to examine are appearing from here, and they're going to merge with all of us. What is the meaning of the word Purana? There's a lot of stuff going on today where we're struggling with translating Sanskrit words into English, and then they get put into a context that is completely foreign to us, and then we try to internalize it from there, and so we lose the meaning completely. The word Purana means Pura api Navam. Now Pura means ancient, Navam means nascent. So Purana is a word that means ancient and simultaneously nascent. And the only way that can happen is if each of us in the here and now brings the Purana alive in us. Yeah? If you treat it like a Western mythology, something that happened somewhere else, you start fighting about whether it's true or not, whether it's factual, and all these kind of things which are completely useless as far as understanding who I am goes. Sometimes these Puranas are also called Darshana. Now Darshana is a mirror fundamentally. So we're going to try and see how we can bring this alive. And a couple of disclaimers before we start. One disclaimer is the content of what we discuss, especially the content of what I'm saying, is not very important. Okay? What is important is the process I'm going to suggest to all of you. And this process will be a process of play and dialogue. Yeah? A very important person in learning theory has said to learn is to play. Yankee has talked about it. So if I don't know how to play with something, I cannot learn about it. And the Puranas are meant for us to play with. So each of us will have our own interpretation of it, we'll have our own relationship with it, and it's all perfectly right. We've had permission in the morning to have each of our versions of it, right? And every version is right, and each version is just a reflection of my karma. So whatever I think about each of these heroes actually simply reflects my own thinking. Yeah? So we just want to dialogue, we just want to have fun, and seeing how we can bring these people alive in us and therefore observe carefully what is happening to us. You remember I was telling you this morning that anything that is done with deep, careful observation is yoga. Anything that's done without observation is not yoga. So we're actually going to practice yoga. This will also be a time when you can practice some of the things that Bala talked about on the first day. Yeah, how to watch yourself, how to get to the balcony. But don't all of you run to the balcony. Unless a lot of people are dancing, there's nothing to see from the balcony. Right? So you have to go to the balcony one by one times. Right? So you jostle, you argue, you discuss, and just practice observing yourself. Okay? Let me start with another story, which will also set the tone for some of the ways in which we look at these things in India. One of my favorite stories is actually a story that forms part of the Mahabharata. And the story goes like this. Now, once upon a time, long, long ago, all stories have to start like that. There was this yogi who was sitting under a tree and meditating. And two pakis, cranes. Yeah, and in Discovery Channel they show you cranes dancing and cranes mating. It's a beautiful sight, but they make a lot of noise. So the story goes that they were, doing their mating dance. There's a sanctified or a sanitized version of the story that says that they were just making noise. There's a slightly less sanitized version, which says that the pakis were dancing right on the tree where our yogi was sitting. So in their excitement, one of the birds shat, plonked on the yogi's head. So the yogi got very angry. He looked up, and guess what happened? The bird just got burned. So the guy was very happy. He had discovered power. So he went with his newfound arrogance to the town, went to the home that he usually goes to, and said, "Bhavati Viksham Devi." Now the woman inside the house took a little time to come. She didn't promptly run up and give him whatever food she was going to offer. So our yogi got very upset. He took a look at her as she gave him the stuff, and she immediately said, apparently this happened in Tamil Nadu. So the woman said, "Kokena kandayo konganava," okay, which means, "What did you think I'm the crane?" So this guy got completely zapped. He said, he became very humble and all that. So she kind of guessed what he wanted, and he said, "You have to really learn what I know, and much more than that. There's a butcher in the marketplace. Go to him, he will teach you." So our yogi walks down, and as he's going to the marketplace, the butcher said, "Oh, you're the guy who thought he was so powerful that you just burnt those birds, and the woman in the house told you to come here, sit down." So he sits down for a while the butcher finishes his work, and then takes him home, where the butcher has two old parents to look after. And there's a whole story of how this yogi learned from the butcher, and later on became Gautama Maharishi, wrote a commentary on the Vedas and all that. It's an initial story in the Mahabharata. Why the story is inspiring to me is that in the Indian tradition, the hero is not the person who goes all over the place conquering all kinds of things. The hero is the householder. And the hero is the person who in their own context, can shift and change the context. And there's an extremely important difference because in the West, there's been a lot of work done on this. And there are people like Joseph Campbell who talked about what they call the monomyth. The monomyth is the story of the hero, and this hero goes from his space because he hears a call, and he has lots of difficulties on the way, conquer some terrible demon, get some gold or get a woman or some such thing, trophy, and come back, and things like that. Most stories are like this. Even the Ramayana has this underlying theme. But the Mahabharata is very different. The Mahabharata is a story about governance. It's a story about a time when the principles of governance have become dysfunctional. And because the principles of governance have become dysfunctional, all kinds of things are happening in that place. Okay, most of you know the story. The entire story is about how people in governance have forgotten dharma and the consequences of it. And the entire struggle to re-establish dharma. And this kind of a hero story, I don't think exists in any other part of the world. Okay, so we're going to explore what this means, and we'll start doing some work. Yeah? I'm going to ask you some questions. You have to give me immediate spontaneous answers that come to your mind. Okay? So the question is this. Supposing there is a condition of adharma, of decay, of decline in our systems. And you can use the word system to mean anything. It can be in your family, it can be in an organization. For now, we just take the organization. It's easier. Yeah? What's the first thought that comes to your mind? One, let's establish order. This place has become dysfunctional because order is lost, discipline is gone. So if we can get people to understand order, understand discipline, we can reinstate dharma. Okay, how many of you think this is an answer? Yeah, I'm going to ask you to put up your hands, but wait a minute. There are 4 questions. The second are the people who say, if there is adharma, let's fight. There's somebody who's creating this problem. This condition cannot be set right just like that. We got to get ready and fight. Okay? That's the second. The third alternative.
Question. The second one, fight against what?
Fight against adharma.
Oh.
Pick up, get on, fight. What do you mean discipline and all that? If anybody is in discipline, beat them up. Or something like that. Yeah? Okay. Then the third alternative are people who say there's a lot of dysfunctionality, there's a lot of sorrow, there's a lot of pain. So let's see how we can heal the place. What do we do to help people to become whole again? Yeah, how do we relieve them of pain? And the fourth are people who sit back, say, hey, we got to figure this out. Let's think about it. Let's not rush into anything. Let's study. Let's get a proper theory going. And then we'll know what to do. Okay, you got these 4 clearly? Okay, let me remind you about these 4. The first set of people are people who look for a magic book. Okay, and they believe that the moment they open a magic book, answers will be given in the magic book. That's one. How many of you are answer number one? You raise your hands. Nobody. That's funny.
If you didn't suggest magic book, maybe few hands would have gone.
Okay, let's take it off. What book should I see?
No, if you stopped at discipline and order,
Okay, discipline and order. That's what is found in the magic.
now you said it, nobody will.
Order. What do you find in the book, man? You find a precedent, you find an order, find rules. Okay, so how many of you are looking at this? Put up your hands. If there's nobody, we'll volunteer a few people. Only one? Oops, okay. We'll see how to help you out, huh? How many of you thought of fight? Can all of you get up and come to this corner? You come here. Order. Come here. Everybody has to make a choice, and nobody is out of this. And you can always make a choice as you go along.
You need all their paraphernalia with them, Raghu, or
Pardon?
all that stuff with them, should they carry or?
So long as they carry their heart with them, I'm fine. Whatever else you carry, you're fine. Yeah, just come to this corner. You wait, you find people to join. Yeah, they're all sitting inside. Yeah, wait, don't worry. Okay, all the people who thought of healing, put up your hands. Yeah? Can all of you go to that corner? Just take one corner, it doesn't matter. This is not surprising, yeah? This is a Brahma Kumaris space, no? So lots of healers will be around. And all those people who said good theory, good study, knowledge, put up your hands and come to this corner. Come to this corner. Make a clear group so okay, other people just have to make a choice. Yeah? You want to join the lonely crusader for order? Come and join him. He's disappeared, yeah. He's off the runaway. Come. Yeah, wait. Come here so we clear the border. Oh, can you people move out a little bit that side? You're joining them? Only four to start with. We're going to play a game, yeah. Come, make a choice. See, let's be clear. No human being, like Bala said before, is any one. We're just going to explore. Whichever one you feel like exploring, you come and join that group. But you have to make a choice. No gallery allowed.
Which is this group? Only actors.
Order. Only actors allowed. Nobody in the gallery.
No spectators.
No spectators. You have to make a choice.
You can repeat Raghu again, fight here.
Yeah. These people, let everybody, yeah. This is a group of people who think order
Discipline.
has to be established, discipline has to be established. Okay? These are people who think it requires passion, it requires discovery of a new kind, fighting, all the heavy stuff. Right? This is the people who think healing is the way out. Okay? And this is a group of people who think we've got to figure things out. We've got to think through. And if you don't have a good theory, you can never have good action. Yeah?
Others, you need to be quick, otherwise you'll get stuck here.
Make a choice.
Raghu, you can repeat saying all are right.
All are?
Right.
Yeah. Mr. Shivani told that in the morning. I took reference to that right from the beginning. No, everybody is right. It's their own karma. Okay, you made 3 calls. I think okay. What we'd like you to do for the next 20 minutes? What's the time?
It's 28 minutes now.
Okay. For the next 20 minutes, can you form groups of 8 or 10, not more than 8 or 10? Yeah? And I'd like you to look at how do I feel, how do I think, how do I act. It's very obvious. Now, this is the Yudhishthira group. Right? This is the Bhima group. Okay, that's the Nakula group. That's the Sahadeva group.
Where is Arjuna?
Pardon?
Where is Arjuna?
You gotta really work hard to get to Arjuna, man. You can't get to him so easily. So we'll come to Arjuna slowly. Don't be in a hurry. Remember, think slowly and all that sort of kind of stuff. Okay, can you make groups of 8 and
How many?
look at how each of you, don't look at it theoretically as though it's somebody out there. Yeah? Try and be self-reflective. How do I feel? How do I think? How do I act? Okay? So just make groups of 8. Have a chat. You have 20 minutes to have a chat. Yeah, sit down comfortably. Have a chat. Pardon? You're the Yudhishthira group. How does the Yudhishthira in me think, feel, and act? So lots of stories, no? In the Mahabharata also to give you a clue. But don't get lost in the story and say he acted like this, he acted like this. There's nobody out there. There's only my interpretation of this chapter. So it's actually Sit down, yeah?
We are on
No, here. Oh, my God.
Can I have your attention? Yeah, I'm going to ask you to fill up the blank. Okay, the blank, the question is, for example, I'm Yudhishthira because. Yeah, so you'll tell me something. Then we'll go round robin around the. Yeah, Yudhishthira till we get some sense. 1 point at a time from the next group, from the next group. So, how far do the Yudhishthira's extend? You're a Yudhishthira group? No, only 2 groups. Okay? Can all of you sit down? And unfortunately, since Yudhishthira are the first born, we have to give them the first chance. Yeah? Yeah.
Okay.
So I am Yudhishthira because.
Because I'm Satyavadi and I will not entertain any wrong data. So people will not dare to provide me any wrong data.
No, they might provide you with wrong data. You want to think. How can you control what other people provide you?
Yeah, I'm Satyavadi.
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 Okay, that's it. Next. We'll keep going up and down.
He's courageous.
What kind of courage? Now, Bhima is going to get up and say, we're also courageous.
Okay, here, the courage
So you have to be clear.
it's not any aggressive courage that he goes and fights with somebody, but he is calm in the face of adversity. That is his
Calm in the face of adversity. Okay. I'm the third umpire, by the way. Okay? So
Okay, we
if
have
I
written
say,
other points
so
also.
if I say no ball, then it's no ball. We won't argue now. Okay? Hey, you've got to come back here. So calm in the face of adversity. Okay? Okay? One more. That's it. Come on, yeah? Discipline. Discipline. Okay? Can you explain discipline? Some other people might also claim they're also.
I'll see to that. I'll see to that things are executed the way it should be.
Standard operating procedure.
Yes. Policies and process.
Okay?
Yeah, I am capable of taking decisions according to justice. And this is the quality justice.
According to justice. Okay?
And this is the quality I got from my grandfather, Lord Bhishma.
You're perfectly right. One of the problems of Mahabharata is because of Bhishma and hanging on to certain things for too long. You're absolutely right. Yeah. Yeah.
All the decisions are based on truth in spirit.
Same thing.
He was very knowledgeable and all the decisions were just. Yeah, as a Yudhishthira, I'll take all the decisions that will be very just and based on the knowledge.
What kind of knowledge? We've already said right ears, just, okay?
Truthful, just decisions.
Okay?
Informed.
So as Yudhishthira, I go according to Dharma. That's why I'm called Dharma.
Just, right ears.
Then the other we have is skills of politics. He is known to make good decisions, right decisions,
Right decisions according to
according to situation.
a book. According to a book. Just think about it, we leave it here. Okay? Shall we go to Bhima now? Yeah. I'm Bhima because.
I'm Bhima. Hello? Yeah. I'm Bhima because we just act, do not think.
Act now, okay?
Lack of integrity is not acceptable.
Lack of?
Integrity is not acceptable.
Lack of integrity.
Other not acceptable. Just be
Dharma, not. Okay, so you'll act in a way that is good. You'll act for good.
Yeah.
Okay. How will you know what is good? Pardon?
Lord Krishna tells us.
I didn't get you.
Lord Krishna.
No Lord Krishna here. Yeah. You have to see. We're all sitting in the ground. See?
I have my IQ at least, right? So I understand.
You have your IQ. You usually ask these guys. Okay. Then,
Okay. Blunt and honest.
blunt and honest. Okay.
Selfless.
Pardon?
Selfless.
Selfless. Can you explain this?
For example, I am doing that action. I'm not thinking about if I get hurt or I die. I'm just focused to get justice.
Without too much concern about himself.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, there are two Bhimas, no?
No, we have merged.
We have
Merged.
constantly building the capability. See, we need to have strength, right? So Bhima used to always exercise, and that team building is up.
Correct. Constantly be prepared.
Yeah, always
Yeah?
ready.
Why are Bhimas constantly prepared?
Anytime needed. We want to act.
Act now.
We have sixth sense
Pardon?
working. Sixth sense working.
We are prepared so that if plan A does
No,
not
we are warriors, right? As warriors.
Correct.
So we have to be constantly ready that anytime action will be
Correct. Because danger might be coming. So you have to be prepared.
Here actually we are debating internally, but still we will share with you. No forgiveness. So one of the colleagues said, no, there was forgiveness.
The ruthlessness. The poor Bhima. You're confusing him with some other people. Yeah? If he's going to be a little bit of acting for good and asking this guy before he does things, he won't be that ruthless here. Dushasana will be ruthless.
Emotionally sensitive. So it triggers very fast.
Emotionally sensitive. Okay? Impulsive, sensitive.
Though we are emotionally sensitive, but we are always driven by guidance from mentor, like Krishna. Though I know your mentor Krishna is not in picture, but we listen to him.
We'll come to Krishna later. Won't bring him in too early. Yeah? That's it?
overpowering presence.
Pardon?
Overpowering presence.
Overpowering presence. Okay? No, this guy also has a presence. Yeah, he'll complain now. Will you allow them to take away presence from you?
No.
What will be the difference between your kind of presence and their kind of presence?
Ours is physical strength.
Pardon?
Physical strength.
Strength. Their kind of presence.
So physical strength, our physical strength is not given to others.
That's not the only type of presence. They can also have a command of presence.
Wisdom.
Calm, whatever you said, na, in the face of danger. Okay? Right. Shall we move?
But wait, pain is mightier than soul.
Pardon?
Pain is mightier than soul.
You don't have the pen. You might have this pen, but Yudhishthira doesn't have a pen. He only has X to read other people's writing. Yeah, what? Last one. Last one. You won't let
Go-getter.
Pardon?
Go-getter.
Go-getter. Ye sab milke go-getter. Okay. We now we go to Nakulas. Yeah? Bhima done. They merged. You're Nakulas? Okay. Sahadeva is here, huh? Okay.
So, basically, we are Nakulas. We solve the problem from the background. Basically, hidden heroes, you can say.
Yeah, background. And hidden. Okay.
And
Wait. You've got to pass it on. Lots of you there. So you've got one statement each and you pass it around. Let's see what happens. Team player, another group. Team player. Same group. Team player. Team players. Yeah. Come on, yeah. Become some Bhima of your time. Right. Don't let them get away with that. Yeah. Healer. Okay.
A listener.
Listen to what?
Brother.
You got to be clear. Each of these guys listen to something else.
Yeah.
These guys just told us they listen to danger. Right? These guys are constantly listening for what is right and what is wrong. What are you listening for?
Yeah. Listen to pain.
Listen to pain. Okay?
Forgive.
But next.
Okay, as Nakula, what we first did is that we looked inside and
I am Nakula because.
Okay, I am Nakula because the major strength that I have inside to heal people, and at the time of the war, we don't want to take a side. We want to help all the people, independent of whatever they are doing. Few virtues that we can say is that compassionate,
Okay.
and we are good listener.
Yeah.
Very empathetic.
Empathy. Right.
I'm Nakula because I'm stable with my emotions and feelings.
I'm stable with my emotions and feelings.
What may be the situation?
Wait. I want to understand this better.
I mean, whatever the
You
situation.
guys also claiming to be stable. What do you mean by stable? How are you different from Ayudhishthira?
Emotionally stable, like if there is a war going on and we want to heal people, the first we need to be stable, remain stable.
Which means you have a capacity to be empathetic and take other people's pain without getting shaken.
Yes.
Okay?
How calm in this face was it?
Okay, we are Nakula because I'm a Nakula because I'm a giver.
No, you're allowed another one because you're the only woman who spoke and all the guys took over. One more chance for her, yeah? Come on. She said and you cut her off. You have to finish the statement. Giver and?
Giver and have a lot of empathy and would like to create synergy.
Okay, so that's like
and harmony.
Energy, harmony, okay. Right.
And we would like to give chance to others.
Next. Yeah.
I'm Nakula because I'm forgiving.
Forgiving.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Forgiving.
Also already in. So,
Yeah.
and leading without title.
Giving second chance.
Leading without title.
Leading without a title.
Yeah. Working from background.
Okay.
Without taking any credit, leading,
Okay.
healing. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
Well, we are Nakulas because we are skilled diplomats.
He is diplomat. Wow. Okay. And the most handsome man of our generation. Okay. He is diplomat. I believe on this most handsome. But you're still not seen, yeah. Draupadi prefers Bhima. What to do? And Arjuna.
Unconditional.
Yeah. Can I go ahead? Just for this statement, the poor guy didn't go to heaven. You know that? Yeah. Who's got the talking stick? Yeah.
So I am Nakul because I fixed the situation without blaming people and by fixing the process. Never blame the people, fix the process.
Never blame people. I don't know about fixed process. Never blame people. Okay. Right.
Yes.
One more group, Nakula group. Wow.
Minimizing.
Yeah.
I'm Nakula because I'm in process in making of an angel, and we are the torch bearers and create the next yug after Kali Yuga. That's the Satyug.
No one person can claim that. You guys are out of character with the Nakula guy. Poor chap. You've not been listened to for so long that you're claiming all kinds of things. That's what happens. Doesn't matter. Like, okay. That's it, no? You had your round. Yeah, one of you said something important but forgot to tell me. Serving. Correct, that's the key word, man. Precision. Service before self, yeah. Okay.
We are Nakulas.
Oh, one more, okay.
Because we focus on solution, and irrespective what happened in the past, we would like to channelize the resources towards the best interest of the organization, so to say, establishment of happiness. We focus on solution basically.
No, everybody focuses on different types of solutions.
Yeah.
What kind of solutions do you focus on? Do you agree with the rest of the statements here? Which means you focus on creating infrastructure, you focus on creating helpful context for other people. Why do you say in the background?
Yeah, because we forgive our people, right? Sympathetically thinking about what we want to do really.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's all of this. Yeah. Okay. Sadev. You always have to wait. That's the scene. And you have very little space left.
I'm Sadev because I analyze situation well and go to grassroots level that why the dharma has happened.
Why? So for you the key word is why. Okay? Next group, yeah, you come back. Next group.
Because I do strategic planning.
Because I'm strategic. Okay? We create SOPs. You create the SOPs. Perfect. Yeah. Pardon?
Solution finding method.
Solution finding. Yeah, you gotta hold the mic, otherwise I can't hear.
He's using Google, I guess.
I'm intentionally silent because Sadeva knows everything but prefers to stay silent.
Correct. It's very interesting. He knows but stays silent. Okay.
I'm knowledgeable. I'm knowledgeable.
Yeah.
But waiting for the senior instructions.
Not too sure.
I'm Sadeva. I know the cause. I know the solution. However, unless my seniors ask me, I'm not like.
I thought you were going to be silent, yeah. Wrapping. You have so many people that they have.
I'm Sadeva because I'm detail oriented.
Detail oriented, okay.
I'm Saradeva because I believe in responding versus reacting, and response comes through thinking.
Really? What kind of response will come through thinking? Why isn't this a response? Why isn't this a response? Why isn't that a response? Why are you saying only thinking is a response?
Because it's logic oriented.
There's another logic to passion, there's a logic to this, there's a logic to healing.
From a balcony view, detachment.
I don't think any of you guys have a balcony view. Yes.
We go for a root cause of the problem.
Root cause. Why root cause? Okay.
That's why.
And
Also, we explore all the solution and come up with the efficient solution, which is, in terms of Bala, which is, faster, better, and not cheaper, but economical for the organization.
Then what do you do with that solution?
Yeah, we make a strategy. I mean, we come up with, we analyze all the solutions, do the data analysis, and come up with the best solutions.
Not really, because you're confusing with other people. You've forgotten the part of the story. Part of Sahadeva is also Vidura. When the time came, he just shut his door and went off and closed it up. After giving all the advice he had to. Okay? Okay. Let's get to the next. Oh, you have one more group. Sorry. Yeah, please.
I'm Sadeva because I have high level of tolerance.
Tolerance to what?
And I know something.
Each person has a tolerance to something. Right? What?
When you are foresighted, when you know the things, what is going to come in future, but still you cannot take the stance, it shows that your level of tolerance.
Actually, what? If you look at the story, and if I look at myself as a Sahadeva, I move away, I withdraw. I go off quietly somewhere. I'm an exile. See, one of the key things to understand these characters is to look at what happened to them in the Ajnatavas.
Yeah.
Okay, Virata Parva. What did each person become? So that's a hidden part of their character. Sahadeva becomes an exile, goes away.
Okay, I'm Sahadev because I'm the wisest. I'm the wisest.
Sorry, what? The Pandavas never say, I'm the wisest.
Of the present.
Each of them will say, no?
And I can see the future.
Yeah, you can see the future. वो तो लिख लिया, ठीक है? दीर्घदर्शी. Yeah.
Silent obedient and
These guys are also obedient. Those guys are super obedient. These guys are also obedient.
I take some decisive action.
Pardon?
Decisive action.
No, okay. Yeah. Nothing more?
Yeah, I'm Sandy because I can analyze the problem in detail, come up with the positives and negatives of the situation and possible solutions.
Okay. Can I move on to the next step?
One more, please.
One more? Okay, yeah, sure, sorry.
I'm Saturday because I cannot take a decision by myself. I'd rather consult the entire team of, say, brothers or anybody else. I could call myself a participative leader.
Not really. There's no part of the story that I know of, and no Sahadeva I know of, who consulted. Most Sahadevas go away, sit by themselves, put on their thinking cap, keep on thinking, read some book, read some theory, keep working out. I've rarely seen a true Sahadeva actually consult anybody. Yeah? Okay. Is everybody clear with this picture? Yeah. Everybody clear with this picture? Okay. Okay, before we go to the next step, very quickly, take a couple of minutes and say what is the critical organization building role that each of you can take. It is differential from the other two. Yeah, what's the critical thing which you can do, which only a Yudhishthira can do? Certain kinds of leaderships only a Bhima can take. Certain kinds of leadership only a Nakula can take. Certain kinds of leadership only a Sahadeva can take. Just a couple of minutes. It should be obvious by now. Just have a quick discussion.
As Yudhishthira, I am known as for Dharma. So I ensure that I walk the path of all the corporate policies and ensure that my people...
Policy maker.
The right policies. What
Right policies, okay. That's governance, right? You set the right policies.
Not allowing my people to go the wrong way.
Policeman.
Dharma.
Policeman.
Yes.
Auditor.
Yes.
Okay.
Implementing an executor, right?
Yeah, but executor is different.
That becomes a ground level staff that they are only responsible. Here we have a different style of doing it.
Okay.
Pardon? Actually, others follow actually.
Growth.
Oh, okay.
You go set the camp, move the boundary, move the boundary, move the boundary. Yeah, I think.
Infrastructure.
Infrastructure is very.
We can be from quality because we fix the problems, taking corrective and preventive actions because we are healing the things, right?
Quality is the preserve of the Yudhishthira.
But basically, correct?
Yeah.
The quality, basically, Yudhishthira creates a governance policy. So people should avoid to the governance policy. That is something which Nakula will take care.
When people get hurt because of too many auditor problems, then people manager
And mediators, in case of
mediator. Okay.
Sir, we couldn't hear the Nakula part. We couldn't.
Nakula.
Yeah.
That's what happens to Nakula. You never hear what to do. Right? Because it's not directly seen as contributing discharge. You get angry with some subordinate has just given you a good idea. Tell him, shut up, man. Who do you think has to do all this thing? Not even me. My boss has to do this thing. Something like that. So you discharge. Yeah, what happens in cribbing? Before people get together, this is not right, this is not right, this is not right. So you criticize the organization. You only have to make sure that other people in your crib club don't go and sneak. Yeah? Then you're in trouble. And then you have another space in organization. Question the basic paradigm of the organization. If any small group tries to do big things, they be closed down. Most of you must be members of one or all of these at different points in time. Okay? And when I work with this, with organizations, guess who occupies the silent sufferer most often? Any guess? Pardon? No, the CEO is outside of this picture. Right? He thinks that any of these spaces is actually at some level a waste of energy. He doesn't crib, he doesn't suffer, none of this. He might adjust and be a nice guy for a while.
Onshore team.
Pardon?
It's like our onshore team. Onshore team, on site.
No. No, be serious about this because you've got to work now. Every group has to sit down and ask, what will make me an Arjuna? What will make me an Arjuna? What do I need to understand? I am Arjuna because. Yeah, same thing that you did for each of these. you look at I am Arjuna because. Okay? And this is a very, very different position from any of these. So think through, what does it mean to sit here? Because from here you have a view of the organization that's very different from any of this. Okay? Ten minutes for a discussion and then we'll have a free-for-all. No, you leave out, sorry. Let's okay? And I'm giving you a clue by saying that he's sitting somewhere else. His location is not inside the organization. Okay? He's been through all of this. He's been through the suffering. He's been through the anger. He's been through cribbing. He says, I'm not going to do any of this. Yeah? So who is Arjuna? You get the question? So forget about Nakula, forget about all of this. Just try and sense into the question, who is a Nakula? Who is an Arjuna? Okay? Then we'll have another round of discussion. Take 10 minutes, ask yourself, who balcony view
about the entire organization.
Correct.
Right. You will have leadership and he should be featured.
First. Only one per group.
Only one?
Next group. Pass the stick along.
Focused.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I am Arjuna because I am decisive.
I am?
Decisive.
I can get you? Decisive. No. Okay. Detached. We'll come back to that. Okay. We detach and talk. We are detached. Okay. We understand detachment. Yes. But decisive.
I am Arjuna.
Decisive. No. We'll come back to this question. So hang on to it and ask me why I said no. Yeah.
I am Arjuna because multi-talented can snatch from defeat. Victory we can snatch.
Multi-talented. Can I say multi-perspective?
Multi-perspective. It can be put it. He is Arjuna, sir. He's picked up.
Next group.
I am Arjuna because I am highly focused, very focused.
No. Okay. No.
Sir, this guy you have to pass it on, please.
I am Arjuna because I am a good listener and follower.
Good listener. What do you listen to?
So what?
Not necessarily follower. Huh? I'm not taking follower at all.
But what Krishna
listener? What are you listening to different from other people?
But Krishna, gave the gyan.
No. Go further than that. What do you listen to as an Arjuna? Very important. Very different from what the other four fellows listen to.
Aim object is clear.
We'll come back.
Aim object is clear.
No chance. No chance.
Enthusiastic.
Enthusiastic and optimistic. So, track whatever the goal is there, I can track the goal.
No, that is true of most of these fellows also. That's not specific to Arjuna.
He knows
Each of them has their goal, the Yudhishthras have their goals, each of them has their goals and they will strive for that.
But he is a focus. What is the aim for him?
He doesn't come to that so quickly, so we'll have to wait. Next group.
Yeah, while identifying this problem statement, we looked at this as an organization. We have just explained the process. And we looked at you actually personally.
Looked at?
You.
Me?
Because see, you are a coach.
Okay.
See, you are the guy who knows organization. There are these places you have said.
Yeah.
And you are the best guy to guide the organization that what state you are and from the outside, what state you are and what should you be doing. So the Arjuna should have that coach and enabling skill.
Let me just restate it slightly.
Yeah.
Okay. not necessarily the coach thing, but Arjuna has a view of inside and outside. Which is a very special view. Not just a balcony view. He can see the organization, he sees the context, right? And that's a very different view from the coach. That's very special. Yeah?
Cannot, just for our clarity, cannot it be a coach who does it?
We'll come to this coach thing because coach has already been taken away by Nakula.
Oh, okay.
So if you call him a coach, he's a different kind of coach. Nah? Yeah.
I'm Arjun because I'm realistic.
I'm
realistic.
Realistic. Can you expand on realistic a little more?
Yeah, because the problems that we face in anywhere, there are many theoretical solutions to them. Until and unless you know that how it is exactly applicable to my organization, how to implement that framework. Let's for example, agile. Everybody talks about agile, but when you get to implement in your own organization,
what does it mean?
Yeah, you need to always improvise onto that to implement the framework.
Hold on to this. We'll go further.
Sure.
Okay. Because reality is you got to add some more things.
So realistic is, see whatever is happening in the organization, first Arjuna needs to accept that. Once you accept, then only you will be able to change the
So
reality.
what is it that I'm accepting which is different from what the others can accept? There's something I can do as an Arjuna which is very special and very different from what other people can do. So what do you think that is?
Perfect at execution.
Pardon?
Perfect at execution.
No, yeah. Bhimas are all very good at execution. If Yudhishthira can make sure execution happens, we don't need an Arjuna for execution.
It's the bullseye every time.
That's we'll leave out that story. So that's a side story. That's not the most important story. Same group going round and round. No, they all call me nepotistic because you're close to me. Next group.
We needed to look at the bottom up and top bottom.
What do you mean by bottom up and top down?
Looking at the macro to the micro.
Macro, okay, he has a macro view.
And the micro
may or may not be a macro view. Okay, I'll add that. Balcony view, macro view, okay.
Listening to what the others are not listening to.
What is it that he's listening to the others are not listening to? That's very critical.
Pattern. He goes through that process, right?
Pattern. Okay,
Goes from a state of confusion to
we'll assume that they spoke for you.
yeah, from the state of confusion to clarity he moves. So he has.
He accepts the organization, not only the positive aspect of it, but also the negative aspect.
Yeah, that's
also the bad part.
Yeah, the positives and the negatives. He's able to look at both. So, that's the visible and the invisible.
And Arjuna was skillful and knowledgeable.
No, that everybody is in one way or the other. So nothing special to Arjuna.
Skillful.
There's a different skill he can.
I'm Arjuna because I manage the organization level risk very well because I have the complete view inside out and I'm very skilled and knowledgeable, understand everything. So any risk which affects the organization I can.
Sorry, you're not such a big hero. No. Just think about it. If you are doing all of this, you cannot do that. Next group.
I'm Arjun because I am an innovator. I invent the things.
What do you innovate? There's a difference between what you can innovate and what a Sahajika will innovate. What is the new thing that you innovate?
Idea, you can say, for example, we build some lamp for light, first light is built, right?
Pardon?
For example, first product is we can say a pen, the innovator of pen, right? You know the people can write, but after that you know the whole organization, how, like the idea converted into the organization.
No, not really. Not really.
I'm Arjuna because I'm the investor of the company, the partner of the company.
I'm Arjuna. I think the same group is taking lots of pot shots. No? Just passing it on. Move it. Yeah? Same group. Same group?
I'm Arjuna because I'm not a decision maker.
I am
Not a decision maker.
What are you? I'm not a decision maker. What are you?
I mean, I look for consultancy for making decisions.
Smart but not useful. Drag. That's it, man. Yes. Try again.
I take justified decisions.
I take?
Decisions is justified.
No, explain. I didn't get it.
Justify the decisions.
I take justified.
Justified decision.
Looking at all the pictures.
Looking at the whole picture, there's a certain kind of decision you can take. What is that?
Whatever decision I take, it's justified.
No, yeah, everybody will say justified. Justified in what?
I'm Arjuna because I have the vision or view of big picture.
Correct, macro view, balcony view, listener to the invisible, all that is put up. I feel accountable and responsible. Everybody else say I'm accountable and responsible. What is special?
I'm an advisor.
Not really. Okay, you want to give up or you want to try some more answers?
I'm futuristic.
In what way?
I have foresight.
Pardon? I am Arjuna because I am resilient. Yeah, sure, everybody else will also say I am resilient. I am Arjuna because I am a risk-taker. Okay, Bala is telling me I'm up for this.
I am Arjuna because I am a quick learner and adaptable to any situation.
You're playing guessing game now. You're not putting yourself into that, trying to discover. So we stop here. Okay? There are 2-3 very critical things for being an Arjuna. Okay, you got most of it. One critical thing is this, being able to see the invisible. Because the other 4 people are problem solvers. Arjuna is not a problem solver. In the middle of the battle, he asks fundamental questions. He says, what's the paradigm? Okay, which means what are the assumptions based on which we are building our whole life? Is this a valid set of assumptions? He questions things that nobody else does or can because he has a view from here. Only a person who has a view from here can really ask the question, is this system based on the right assumptions about who human beings are, what the world is, what is required at present? That's really the question he asks when the work begins. Yeah? Now, when you ask a question like this, you have to confront something called a Dharma Sankata. Yeah, Dharma Sankata means there are many possible things that are right. Okay? These other 4 people never ask fundamental questions. Arjuna asks the fundamental question. Whenever you ask fundamental questions, you will face a Dharma Sankata.
Choice can only come from deep within me. There are no magic books, there are no magic swords, there is no magic solution, there is no pink cap that I can wear. I has to come from inside me. And when it has to come from inside me, I'll go through all the problems that Arjuna went through when the war starts. He has all the symptoms of high cortisol in his system. He has high blood pressure, his skin is hot. All of those symptoms are what you measure when you measure autonomous nervous system disturbance. So you can stand there and really ask these questions. Krishna will not appear. Krishna is not a persona. Krishna is that part of your intelligence that is waiting to be tapped if you ask the right questions. And you can ask the right questions only if you internalize the sorrow of the present, sorrow of the Yuga Dharma. And asking, these are the people who are supposed to govern us. It screwed up badly. But is this the right fight? What am I fighting for? Am I fighting for vengeance? Am I fighting for land? What am I fighting for? And a Kurukshetra will never become a Dharmakshetra if I cannot ask fundamental questions about the nature of sorrow that the present system creates. And being able to ask those questions is a special capability. Okay? And let me add a small additional conclusion, and then I'll leave you to think about it for a long time, because these are not questions that you think and answer in a few hours. I'm hoping I've triggered you all to continuously think about this. Now, when you stand in Arjuna's position, there are actually three people here. There is Draupadi, because the current system failed vulnerable people. The current system also failed a warrior equal in capability to each one of these five in every way. And that's Karna. And it failed him because it said, you're not legitimate. So the system of governance failed on two fundamental counts. Okay? It couldn't handle the vulnerable. It couldn't handle people whom it delegitimized. And I ask myself deep questions. If I don't understand meditation, if I don't understand how to stay in a meditative location, instead of serotonin flooding my system, cortisol will flood my system. Okay, is that clear? Yes. Only one or two questions around. Bala will say how many questions are around. Yeah.
You connected this piece of.
Pardon?
You connected this last piece to meditation. Can you elaborate on meditation?
See, if you have to stand here, take any system, whether it's the family, organization, even myself. There's a very beautiful Sankhya thing which starts off by saying Atidura, Samitya, Manonavasthana, Indriyagata. From where can I look at something carefully? Yeah? The other Yoga Sutra that says, Dhyana heyaha tattvataya, that I just have to meditatively look at something for it to change. What does it mean to find a proper distance, a proper location from which to watch something? Yeah? That location, if you take all the pain that is left unconscious, you'll see. All the screw-ups, you'll see.
all the fear that the Bhima doesn't own up to, you'll see. All the thinking that this guy does, but is afraid to experiment, you'll see. And all of that is because the system on the whole creates invisible patterns of sorrow that people experience here. They don't know what's going on. So they cripple. They suffer. Be able to look at that from a sthita prajna location. A sthita prajna means sthiti and prajna. It means I really have insight. I have real understanding into everything going on. But I'm completely located. That's the meditative point. And if I can look at something from there, something else is speaking.
Without affecting myself. The person that is not affected.
He is affected.
But then it's
He feels every pain, he feels everything in the situation, but is not dislocated. Sthiti prajna. So can we say there is pain but no suffering? There is sorrow. I understand dukkha, but I don't suffer. I might suffer, but it doesn't dislocate me. There's no theoretical thing here. You actually have to be able to sense and feel. So if I have empathy, I'll sense and feel. So if you're suffering, I'll suffer too. But it doesn't dislocate me. If I don't really feel with you, what do I know? Nothing. Just theory. Yeah?
How come detachment is part of the persona that Arjuna is carrying when he has the empathy and sorrow?
Yeah, detached as what he said, but I'm actually taking the detached from this Sankhya Sutra that I told you, which describes all of this. Neither too close, not too far away, with your senses completely open, with your mind that is not disturbed at all, being able to see something without it being hidden, not confusing it with other things. There are about 7 or 8 beautiful categories of how to look at something.
So are you saying that Arjuna should be there with everybody?
Pardon?
Are you saying that Arjuna should be there with everybody?
If there is a bit of Arjuna in everybody, organizations will cooperate at a level that is phenomenally good. If there isn't enough of an Arjuna in each, organizations will end up, I'm the wisest, I'm the bravest, things like this. But if Arjuna, so enough people have a deep Arjuna in them, plus some of these, then real collaboration, coherence, convergence is possible. If it is absent, there will be fights. Yeah? Unless each of you understands the others, how will you appreciate? And that's an Arjuna. Plus something more. Yeah, somebody else had a question?
But this Arjuna, they may not be in the right hierarchical structure in the organization. How they get voice?
No way. Usually organizations don't like Arjunas.
So then how can one actually project an Arjuna?
You come here, make a choice. Seriously. Because Arjunas are dangerous people. They change the paradigm. Steve Jobs was a bit of an Arjuna compared to Bill Gates. They change paradigms. Change the way things are looked at completely. The good news is you need an Arjuna only once in a while. Yeah? Once maybe in 5-10 years you might need an Arjuna. Rest of the time you need these 4 guys to really cooperate. So that's the good news. The bad news is if you don't have an Arjuna coming up every now and again, the organization will not evolve. It might grow, it will start decaying, there will be problems that you can identify but you cannot solve.
because you can't see the invisible patterns.
What of disruptive?
Pardon?
What of being disruptive?
Creative destruction. That's the Schumpeter word. Yeah, it is. So it's a difficult place to be. Okay? Can I ask you to
You're going to answer this.
experience? Can I ask you people to just take 5 minutes or so and experience the Arjuna location in yourself?
But you're going to answer this question about decisive.
I answered why not decisive, no? Because I look at all of this, I ask deep questions, I don't decide. And I have to be able to sit with uncertainty, ambiguity, all the difficult sides without taking a decision too soon. If I take a decision too soon, I'm running away into problem solving. You understand? So if I have to really take a paradigmatic view, I have to stand there and watch it very carefully. Yeah? So I can't be decisive very quickly. Yeah? And if you watch from a meditative place, you don't take any decisions. Right? An insight will hit you.
Raghu?
Yeah. Last question. Otherwise, Bala's gonna wave his
How
hand.
is it different than a six-hat problem?
Pardon?
How is it different than a six-hat problem solving?
Six hats problem solving is the Sahadeva scene. It is not 6 robes, which is wearing this, and really feeling the human reality of an organization or a group of people. It's not a problem solving thing at all.
Raghu, can
Okay.
I?
Shall we do the exercise or is it time?
We'll do the exercise and we'll go inside the meditation room.
Done.
5 minutes is what you wanted.
Yeah.
There's a book that Raghu has written. It's called Leadership Dharma. 2.5 hours cannot do justice to the insights. If anyone is interested in exploring this kind of thinking, that's the book you should pick up. Read it. Very, very insightful, but it requires that time and patience to sit through it, understand it, feel it, and then see how in our own roles, in our own respective organizations, what is it that we can do. So because we haven't read that, we are getting all these questions. All these questions are right. I'm not saying they are wrong. But if you want to get or ask right questions from the right perspective of what Raghu is trying to share from the Pandavas side, I feel you should pick up that book, which will be really interesting. Okay,
Something I promised, like Bala is promising, is that you won't have questions at the end of it, you might have more questions. Which I'm happy to pick up. Yeah.
Leadership Dharma. It's available on Amazon or Flipkart, not there. Because I don't want us to move into a space where we start asking loads of questions at this stage where he's encouraging us to question us, and then even before we do that, we start questioning Raghu. It's not going to end anywhere. Is that okay? Because we have a very nice meditation waiting for us, a guided meditation with Deepa Ben once we get inside the hall. Wait, just 2 minutes.
Just wait for a minute. I'm going to ask you to do something. I'm hoping that when you're listening to me, you got in touch with some Dharma Sankata of yours. Yeah? Now, how do you work with the Dharma Sankata? Okay, you work with the Dharma Sankata by imagining that the Dharma Sankata is at the end of a line. Okay, another word for this is Ubhaya Koti Spraha, which means you touch one end of the line, you touch the other end of the line. So what you do is you go here and imagine situation. Supposing I only took a decision or looked at the situation from completely this point of view. Let's say human point of view, some organization pain. So I'm saying I will think fully like a Nakula and act for
people and their feelings. The Dharma Sankata is, if I go to this end, there is policy, there is discipline, which is equally important. There are upsides and downsides of screwing up once. Okay? So you go to one end and really feel into it and say, supposing I'm 100% focused only on people, what will the decision look like? What are the positives and negatives? Go to the other side, and I say, if I only look at a Yudhishthira point of view, if I only look at policy, what are the positives, what are the negatives? Internalize it, come back to the center, and ask yourself, how do I create an and? Not intellectually, but in myself. But I have to hold the and. There are no intellectual solutions in an organization, there are only human solutions. How do I hold this and act from there? You just close your eyes, do this, go to one side, feel it fully, come to the other side, feel it fully, and go back to the center. Wobble and find the balancing point. Find the and between these two.